Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 9, Episode 11.
Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this, please.
Kimmy comes by Melody's house and fills Melody in on the open house debacle. How Tricia and Martell met up and how it wasn't as random as people thought. Chris apparently told Martell that he should reach out to Trish, and Kimmy's retelling.
Yeah.
Chris said that he didn't tell Martell to call her, but they had a conversation about her being in the gym. Martell was just asking if there was any good-looking women up there. Melody said it's the first time she's hearing this. It was a little bit of a shock to her because she went with Nell to try on dresses, and Nell didn't mention this at all. And, you know, Mel also says that we all know that Chris was once a cheater, and with him being Martell's mentor, is this really a surprise?
Wow.
Martell had a group of mentors giving him advice while he was married to Mel, and not so much the right advice. So she is thinking Chris might have been on that side of giving bad advice at times. Kimmy doesn't know where Tricia and Melody stand. Trish said that Mel was messy, and Mel said that, you know, I was the one who came in with a gift card and money for the kids for their graduation and their celebration.
Yeah.
I don't really care much about what's going on with Trisha's circle of men. Mel said that if anyone should feel away, she should, because the man that she was married to was effing Trish. Nobody believes that they didn't get down, and Mel does not like Trish now. She just made up her mind on the spot.
Oh, well, thank you, Mel, for making your mind on the spot. For one, this scene seems so forced, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If I was to break the fourth wall just a little bit. Because, Kimmy, how do you go from talking to Mel, being mad at her for how she was talking about your husband, how she was representing your marriage, and then you at her house gossiping? Like, it was just weird. Now, what she's gossiping about, I don't even see the point of why Mel is even caring about it in this way. But I just think it just adds to Melody's revenge tour of basically, to her, I think it serves Mel in this way, that Mel get to be like, oh, I get to see like for the person of how can I say this? I now get to see people's like real face, like the mask is off. Like whole time, Chris is supposed to be a mentor of us, but you know he's a cheater too. Which I'm like, well, that's a shot. That was an unnecessary shot you had to take. But you know it is what it is. I think Mel is not in the business of trying to save any relationship she have on the show, because to her she's like, all of y'all really been doing things in the shadows towards me or towards my marriage anyway. So why should I like hold back? And I'm just like, it is what it is, in my opinion, because truth be told, I'm kind of tired of this Tricia thing with Martell. I feel like that's the only thing that's tying Martell to the show. Not even his ex-wife is tying him to the show because they can't even film together. So they just brought a new person on here to basically give Martell a story, which I'm like, it's not even worth it, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like similarly in a way. I also think that with Kimmy, this Chris thing about Chris, whether he told Martell to reach out or just mentioned her and Martell found her, doesn't matter. I guess if I was to play into just the storyline of the show, if Chris was supposed to be a friend to Mel, then he wouldn't have been telling him to reach out to Trish when him and Mel were still married. Yeah. So I get that in a sense, but Martell and Trish are grown people. They're going to do whatever they want to do. They were the one to make contact. They were the one to go to people, to each other's. Well, she went to his house and whatever happened. So as far as Chris's involvement, it could be seen as a little bit shady depending on how much responsibility you want to put on him. Yeah. But I kind of just believe Chris in the sense of what he's saying. I don't think it was any deeper than him making a mention of her, but I doubt he was saying, yeah, Martell, you need to reach out to this girl. She's fine. And y'all know y'all will have a great time. I really don't think it was all of that. So this conversation about it just seems like exhausting in a way.
Yeah. I think it was, I don't think it happened the way Chris said it happened. But to your point, I don't care to know how it happened. Yeah. This was not the thing that ruined your marriage. Yeah. Let it go.
Yeah. And the thing is, Mel isn't even that concerned. I mean, she sat down with Trish. She had a conversation with her. So the fact that people keep bringing this to Mel is probably annoying to Mel as well, because she's like, Martell cheated. We got divorced. He wasn't the reason we broke up. He had a whole baby. Yeah. Like why y'all keep putting Trish in my face? Like, I think that's irritating.
Question then, dude. You think they are bringing it up to be passive aggressive towards Mel then?
I don't think they're trying to be passive aggressive. I think this is a production issue, honestly. I think that this is the main story, and they're saying like, hey, okay, somebody needs to tell Mel what happened at the open house because she wasn't there. So I think that they're just trying to keep the story going.
Well, so let's drop it, please.
So Tisha meets up with Destiny to catch up. They go to brunch.
Yeah.
Destiny told Martell that she was meeting with Tisha. Martell wanted to pop up to see if they could get on the same page, if any apologies could be given, possibly exchanged. Once Tisha's food gets there, Martell shows up and she dismisses herself. She is not going to sit there with the enemy without her husband there.
Yeah.
Destiny hates that Martell showed up to give an apology and she wasn't in the space to receive it. Martell says that he's tired of being nice to people.
What are your thoughts on this crazy scene? This scene is just...
Number one, if I was Tisha, I would have been so mad at Destiny. Not only because, I came out here, I thought I was going to kick it with my girlfriend and just catch up. The food looked amazing. The food looked amazing. And Tisha was, she had food in her mouth, the fork coming for the next chunk coming. So my thing is, Tisha didn't have no time to pack it up or nothing. She was just like, you know what? This is a great meal. I gotta go because chaos just walked into the room. I also feel like Destiny, if you look at my sign, that's how I feel about Destiny. I feel like, girl, you have an unnatural allegiance to losers. Thank you, Cat Williams. Because Martell is a loser in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
When it comes to business, when it comes to personal life, he's not a genuine person. Even in therapy, he couldn't get real. So I'm just like, he's just a delusional fool. And you love to be around this delusional fool who brings chaos wherever he goes. And Destiny, I'm just going to start calling you a loser as well. Yeah. Because I don't see why you want to be attached to this person. I also feel like that was pretty foul of you to have him pop up on Tisha because you know the situation that happened. And you also know Martell well enough to know that he wasn't about to give no apology freely.
Whole time.
So, like, where are you really coming at? So that's why I'm just like, Destiny, you have some weird ulterior motives, and it's very strange to see. So
the thing about Destiny is sometimes, man, I just be thinking like, what does she be thinking? But I thinking like really in Destiny's head, there's like a toy monkey playing the cymbal, just marching around or something like that. Because I really don't understand the logic of how this even makes sense in any way.
Right.
Of why you would call someone out. Right?
Can I add one more thing?
Go ahead and add one thing.
Sorry.
I'm about to say, go ahead and add.
And also, not only did you have Martell pop up on Tisha, but her husband was not there. And I do think Martell is a loose cannon. And I think that it wasn't right or safe for you to have Martell here to address Tisha by herself. Especially when Marsau was the main one he was getting into it with. So go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, I don't know what Destiny was thinking.
Yeah.
Number one, Martell and Tisha did not have such a friendship that needed repairing by you. I think Destiny, as much as I can be like, Destiny, I can relate. Well, not relate because I can't relate to Destiny, but I can see how early in the seasons, Destiny, you was a very valuable point to the show. You was friends with Melody and things like that, and I really don't see what happened on the show that caused Melody to not be friends with you outside of you just being friends with Martell. And I feel like that is enough to when the marriage is over, anything that is attached to him needs to go outside of my kids, right? But for her to bring Martell, when it's like, why are you always trying? I hate people who try to play peacemaker. Oh my gosh, right? Even like back in my old days, younger days, when I used to fight. Right, it's always one person who don't know how to fight. You never saw them fight, but they love to break up fights. It's just like, so guess what? I used to beat up two people. like it just
get out the way.
Like it just like they just want to feel like involved and feel like, yes, I brought two people together, but it's none of your business, right? Actually, I saw you at the field day leave.
Exactly, when they got into it. Mm-hmm.
And now you want to go and basically ambush Tisha. See, Tisha ain't real. right? Because it looked like Tisha food just got there. I just would have took the plate with me. Because my thing is, they got a whole bunch of plates. So it's like, and guess what? You will pay the bill, and you will pay whatever dinner fee or things of that nature. So I just would have took the plate and left. But Martell was not coming there to apologize. I don't know what Destiny was thinking, but who cares what Destiny was thinking? At this scene, I was like, I hope this is Destiny's last season on the show. I was like, I'm tired of it.
So Tisha leaves from the brunch and drives straight to Marsau to tell him that Martell popped up. Yeah. She walked away, and Marsau was thankful that she walked away because she does not need to put herself in harm's way. She doesn't need to get into it with Martell, who doesn't have the mental toughness to restrain himself. And I was like, agreed.
Well, we know you've been calling him a loose cannon for like 3 seasons now.
Destiny goes fishing with her dad. Her dad is grateful to be there spending the day with her. He was in the hospital around the holidays. She was worried about him. He has all the help and support that he needs with the nurses and therapists coming to the house. Destiny helped to make sure that was set up for him. And he tells her that she is amazing and she's been good to him. Yeah. So Destiny was raised by her dad as a single father. Her mom was battling drug addiction, and she ended up in foster care. Her dad fought for custody and to get her out of foster care. He ended up getting her, and it was a rough transition at first when he moved her to Alabama from Detroit, but it was what she needed, and it blossomed into this beautiful relationship they have today. Yeah. So I just thought it was a beautiful scene. I myself am... I love both of my parents.
I was about to say, you yourself what?
I love both of my parents very, very much. But I do hold a special place in my heart for my dad. And we have a great friendship relationship. We be kiki and talking on the phone about married at first sight and all the foolishness. So I just like seeing this and seeing Destiny having a sweet relationship with her father as well. So
a little too late for me. I'm like, how many seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville before we actually learn something about you, Destiny? Yeah. Throughout this season, or last season rather, you was on this whole Sonny and Moses crap, which we don't care about. You can't really talk about your life, like the things that we really care about, or why you got arrested and things of that nature, to where if you even mention his name, you go be back in jail or you go get in trouble. So it's like, cool. I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy daughters love their fathers and fathers love their daughters. Okay. But it comes right after the scene after I just said you got a monkey with cymbals clapping in your head. It's like it is what it is. Go back to what Marsau told Tisha. That's what I'm more interested about. He said, I'm happy you left because, how can I protect you if you don't listen to me and things like that. Here's the thing about Tisha, right? Tisha, don't lose the game when you're already in the lead. And I mean it like this. Tisha got a way of talking, right? And basically, like, what's the word? Like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave while, like, sitting down. It's like, no, just leave. Like, I think Tisha just needs to work on her actions more than, like, the actual verbal part of arguments and things of that nature. Yeah. Like, you know what? I don't care what you saying.
Because she's never good at an argument.
No, she's never good at the talking part. You know what I'm saying?
So Lance is helping to do construction for Destiny's production space. Yeah. Latisha and Kimmy come over to the area, and Latisha's here to celebrate Destiny. She will not hold the brunch against her. Kimmy tells Destiny and Tisha that Mimosas with Mel was good. Destiny did not get an invite. Moses is also back in jail, and Destiny feels bad for him. She wanted him to go back to St. Louis, but not back into the jailhouse. Destiny is planning Nell's bachelorette party and invites the ladies, and anyone who Nell wants to invite can come. First, there was a little tug and pull about whether Sonny would be able to come, but Destiny said, you know what? If that's who she wants, I can move around her. The Madani launch party is also coming up. People tend to get turned up at her events, so they're not too sure about how it's going to go.
Why don't you have the launch party where, like, you doing the workspace at? And I saw what Love and Marriage Huntsville did to be shady. Right at the end of the scene, I saw downtown self-storage place. So I just wish, and this really have nothing to do with Destiny. Destiny is just a victim of this. And whatever reality TV show have a hold on these women that just want to start these candle lines, I hope it free y'all. Right? Because this is not unique. I'm sorry. Like, so many reality TV stars go through this whole, I'm gonna make candles and I'm gonna make some fragrances and stuff. And I'm just like, I hope it free y'all. Okay. I really do. I hope whatever bound it has on y'all, it lets y'all go today. Anything to add to the scene? No, it's basically in the storage unit and things like that. But if this is how she want to spend her money in a workspace because she can't work at home, one thing you did say while we were watching it live, Blair, is like, why don't she just do it at her house? I think it would save her the money, especially since it's not going to be a, what's the word? There's not going to be a place where customers can come in and things like that, and it's only going to be you. So why would you spend a monthly price on things that you can do in your house? And I don't even know. I don't know the rules. Every storage unit got different rules and things of that nature. I don't even know if you can use your storage space as a commercial business. Maybe this storage unit's place can do that, will allow it that way, but it just comes off as very janky in my opinion. Sorry, Destiny.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, this looks like a storage unit.
Yeah.
And then they showed us the sign at the end that it is definitely a storage unit.
Definitely, yeah.
Because the way she presented it was like, I got, my new production space, and, props to you for doing what you think you need to do for your business. Personally, I wouldn't go about it that way.
Yeah.
I would be the type to continue to get things done in my house until I actually need more space to get things done. And to me, a storage unit, that's not a whole lot of space. That amount of space I have in my apartment. Okay.
And then, hold on. And then you making like candles and fragrances with no windows.
Right. It's like I could find a corner in my house with the windows open.
You gonna pass out.
For me to, create, bottle up, and ship my packages. And like I said, I think it's kind of a waste of money, especially when we learned about her going through different financial issues, and then she went to jail for fraud because of a check that she allegedly, not to jail, but she was arrested. That she was later said that she was. It was, what is it, free, or I don't know the words, but basically she wasn't convicted of whatever it was. But there's enough going on with money issues going around Destiny to where I'm thinking that this probably wasn't a smart business move.
Or maybe it's just for the show, because I really don't see the logic. I really don't. Why are you making stuff with chemicals with no windows?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
There's no windows in there.
Yeah. But then we get to the Madani launch party. And to me, they're talking about how there's always chaos at Destiny's events. Yeah. It's Martell.
It's Martell?
And Destiny wants this chaotic person at all of her events. When we go back to the old Madani event, it was Martell was the one who was getting the fight started. At the field day, Martell was the one doing all that talking and hollering. So Destiny, you need to reevaluate your friendship with Martell, because this man is just a sinking ship. Yeah. Like, he really is.
I'm gonna give the first Madani event to Wanda. I'm gonna say it was Wanda, because Wanda was talking about Melody kids and things like that. So I give that to one, because it started with Melody and Wanda arguing outside, and then it went to Martell and Marsau.
Now, I'll tell you this: an argument is an argument, right? And nobody wants an argument at their event, but with that, it could have. Mel and Wanda was not about to go to blows.
I don't know. I don't trust Wanda. Like, you say Martell's a loose cannon, Wanda's a loose cannon.
Definitely.
I wouldn't want Wanda.
But as far as what actually happened, Martell started swinging on folks. You know what I'm saying? So next, Mel meets up with Chris. Chris says that he was not trying to hook Martell up with anyone. Okay. What they were referencing is Chris saying that there's always women in the gym, and he only knew Trisha's last name. It was just men talk. Well, Mel remembers Martell talking about the men talk he would have with older men, telling him not to mess with anyone who has something to lose and to get them to sign NDAs. Chris didn't tell him that. He said that sounds more like a Maurice Marsau type of thing.
Wait a minute, hold on.
He does not have time for that.
I heard him say Maurice. Do not throw my friend Marsau into this. He said Maurice.
Oh, he just said, I thought he said both of them.
Nope, he only said Maurice.
Okay.
See, this is the propaganda that y'all be trying to do against Marsau and stuff. He only said Maurice.
Okay. Well, Mel said at one time you did have time for that, and Chris was like, in my 20s, that was over 20 years ago. Mel was waiting until today to RSVP for the vow renewal, and she says, yeah, I know the deadline was 2 days ago, but she tells Chris that the convo went good, so she will be in attendance. Chris said in the confessional he thinks it's BS. If you don't have anything to do with Martell anymore, it shouldn't matter. And for you to wait this long to RSVP is done, pretty much.
Well, Chris, stand on it then. Then say your RSVP won't be accepted. That's easy. I gave you 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days. And here's the thing about it, Mel, right? This is just a slight to Mel. At my wedding dress fitting or like whatever it is, you was late there. I don't know why you're late, right? I was there. Right, and now RSVP, are you coming or not? Right?
Yeah.
And don't say like, I waited. I know it was due 2 days ago. Well, you said it was due 2 days ago. We don't have space for you.
Yeah. Like the deadline.
Like people need to start putting their foot down with Mel and not letting Mel just walk all over them. Now, here's the thing about it. Chris, the only reason why I'm kind of on Mel's side, only on Mel's side when it comes to this story, is because even though I don't care to figure out the truth, I know what you're saying, Chris, is not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the truth. Do not give me the whole, there was woman in the dream and I just gave him a last name and then he found her and I was like, ooh, you're fast at finding people. You really should work for the FBI. It was like, I don't need that. Like save the animations and the dramatics for somebody else. That's not the truth. That's not what happened, right? I don't care about how he found out with Tricia. I really hope we get off the storyline because I honestly don't even know if Mel cares more than production is making her care about this story. Mm-hmm. Like Tricia is such an afterthought when it comes to the whole like Martell saga and the whole Melody saga that it really, like, this is not a twist to an old story. Sometimes you just gotta let the story die. But they just trying to put twist on it to keep it going. I'm just like, please, loose me from this Tricia and Martell story that I don't even care about.
Yeah, I'm really not going to touch on Chris saying what he did or didn't do and all that type of stuff. I mean, I feel like we talk about that ad nauseum. But I do want to say that I am a stickler for RSVPs.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay? I really am, and I get really irritated when people don't RSVP on deadlines, and I RSVP as soon as I receive the invite and I see it, if I know whether I can go or not that quickly.
She's going, nevertheless. Don't send her an invite. She's going to say yes, okay?
I feel like if people put the time and the effort to pulling things together and they invite you and you have the ability to get there, then you should definitely go to support whatever people have going on. And I do feel like, Mel, that is so rude and nasty. You was just with Nell and, you know, you guys were on a good foot and now you're waiting to RSVP to see how the conversation goes with Chris. If you're good with Nell and that's your homegirl, because she ain't your mentor, so you say, then you should be there to support her at her vow renewal. She was there for you marrying your last name back or whatever it was.
Yourself, which was a weird ceremony.
So I'm just like, please be decent and stop acting all high and mighty. Like, this is the type of stuff that Mel does. It's just kind of like, girl, come or don't. Okay.
Now listen, y'all gonna learn this about me. I'm a hypocrite. Right?
Okay.
I am not an RSVP type of person, right? Because I don't know how I'm gonna feel that day when the day comes. I don't send me an invite too far out, right? Because I don't know how I'm gonna feel that day.
And then if it's a thing that we both gotta go to, I'm on him. So how you feeling? You thinking we going? I gotta get this RSVP in.
And guess what I say? Nothing. You can't make me answer your questions, officer.
Okay.
Like, it just is what it is.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
All right.
So Destiny is setting up for the Madani Home and Body Fragrance launch.
Oh, my goodness.
The guys get together, the ladies sit together, so they're a little separated.
Just a side note, I know Blair gonna like this. She's gonna love this. Just to give a little backstory, right? We went to the old Madani place.
Yeah.
Right? I have family in Huntsville, right? So I went to actually see, like, you know, like, let me see, like, one of the landmarks of the show.
And I had my money ready. I was going to support the business.
You ain't got to put a little sauce on it. I
was.
You went there knowing that it was going to be closed. Stop it.
Okay, yeah, but if it was going to be open, I would have got something.
She went there to hate, right? I went there to see if it was really open, right? This was years ago.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
I didn't even get out the car because I was like, I know it's closed.
This was years ago,
yeah,
right? They still got the billboards up, but I just need to know, like, do we just like launching stuff and not actually like maintaining stuff? Like, the launch is the party and all this. Like, woo, yeah, Madani. But I'm sorry, you can't get me to keep coming to your new launching business ventures and things like that when I like come to visit your storage unit or like your production space or wherever you at, and then you're like, I pull on the door and it's locked. Nah, I'm sorry. Yeah. This is one RSVP I wouldn't have been there for. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, grand openings and grand closings.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Nell tells the ladies that she invited everyone. She did not like what Sunny did with Moses, but she felt like it wasn't her battle to fight. And Destiny said that she is going to uphold her promise when it comes to hosting her bachelorette party. But now she needs to assess her relationship with Nell moving forward. She can't expect the same loyalty that she gives, and she's just aware. Pretty much, I peeped the scene with you now.
Okay.
Destiny tells the ladies that there will be naked men and women. My only thing about this is I feel like such in the middle about this, because now if you are friends with Destiny, and I think that they really aren't friends, I think they're friendly for the show. But if, say we're friends, okay, for the sake of the storyline, and this girl done, took my man or F me over or whatever the case may be, like, as my friend, I would not expect you to invite her to your party, especially because y'all aren't even that close. But to me, Destiny isn't really that close to Nell either. So I think with Nell, she's just kind of like, I'm just inviting the cast. As far as Destiny, if she felt like she and Nell were a little bit closer than coworkers, then yeah, that would kind of rub me the wrong way.
That like Sonny is invited?
Yeah.
Why would it rub you the wrong way when you are the party planner?
No, I'm saying it rubs me the wrong way that Nell would invite Sonny if she and Destiny are close friends.
Yeah, but I understand that, but I'm like, you chose or like whoever.
Destiny. You're saying if I was the party planner.
If you was the party planner, if you're Destiny, right, and you're planning the party, it's not your party.
I get that, but it doesn't mean it can't rub you the wrong way.
Then don't plan the party.
She's still going to do it. And she's not going to act any different. But the thing is, if I feel like we're closer friends than that,
it makes no sense.
Then I would think that you wouldn't invite somebody that has it out for me.
The logic of that makes no sense to me, because you would feel some type of way as the party planner. Would you feel some type of way if I had somebody else planning the party? Because the person will come either way. So
I feel like whether or not you are planning the party, if you have a close friend and they bring your op to the party, then that wouldn't be cool. Like, how is that not logical?
Because number one, she's not. For one, Nell and Destiny are not close.
That's what I'm saying. In this situation, if they're not close, then it is what it is. She's inviting the cast.
And then on top of that, if you're not the party planner, if you're just part of the crowd, let's say there was another party planner, right? And yes, I'm friends with you, and let's say I'm close with you, but I'm also like friends and close with Sonny. I'm bringing Sonny too.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's up to you, which goes to your RSVP skills, to look at the list and be like, oh, this person coming, I'm not going to come. But like, y'all beef got nothing to do with me. So that's why I'm like, even if I was the party planner or if I was just a guest, I would have seen Sonny nevertheless. Or like my op, or like whatever you want to call it. My thing is, she over here inviting she basically, to your point, she just invited all the cast, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it, but it's like everybody got to come except Moses, because he got arrested, but it is what it is.
So Lance and Destiny have been kicking it. He talks about how they relate to the fact that they've both been married before. Lance was married twice, but I think Lance is still married. He's not divorced from his second marriage. So Ken says, well, you know what? And I don't know what got Ken hyped.
Oh, boy.
But he said,
Ken was lifted.
He said, most people have moved on before their divorces are final. He doesn't know why people have something to say about him and Trish. Also, if Trish and Martell did something, it was before him. He does feel intentionally deceived because of the embarrassment, because Trisha hasn't come out with all of the information to tell him, so he's prepared for what's to come. And Maurice asks Marsau asks, so what happens when she keeps lying? He says that he would leave. The only thing that will hurt him is the kids. If she hurts him, that means that they weren't meant to be together, but she's not in a position to hurt him, is what I gathered. Well, Maurice knows that Ken loves her, and he won't just up and leave because of that love. And, if you love someone, like, they are in a position to hurt you. So Martell arrives while Marsau and Tisha are talking, and he sits next to Marsau.
Now, let's talk about this Ken thing for a second, right?
Okay.
I don't know if Ken got the memo, but, hey, tonight's not your night, buddy.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Trisha and you tonight. Tonight is the Marsau and Martell show tonight with Tisha, right? He just came out and said, well, the thing about it is, before people actually get officially divorced, the marriage been over, right? Yeah. Ken, as far as I know, as much as we've been watching the show, I don't think Ken been married.
No.
So you don't know how that works when it comes to...
Well, he's always the other man.
But that's what I'm saying. But he don't know how it works as a married person who is over someone while still being legally married. You don't, right? And don't tell me, which I agree with Maurice and Marsau, that you could just get up and leave. Because, like, obviously, you didn't just get up and leave from your last relationship. You took the child. basically. And I'm not saying took the child as in like you robbed him,
right?
But like, but I'm just saying you still took a piece of that relationship because you was like, that child only knows me. Well, you only let them know you after the fact because once that relationship ends, we still see that child around. So what are you gonna do when this relationship ends? Are you gonna take the 2 children here too and just start collecting kids? It's like, and not as a kidnapping thing, but I'm saying like, don't be all puffed up in the chest about like, oh, if she's lying to me or like if this don't happen, I'm gonna leave. This haven't happened, and even to today, it still haven't happened, and you still around as far as we know.
Yeah. So
don't make it seem like, oh, I can just leave where you literally have done things to tether yourself to her and this family. Y'all got a house together. It's not like y'all got an apartment. Y'all have a house. Y'all have finances. Y'all have basically, in a way, I would say, Tricia, you have, I don't want to use this word, but it's the only word that comes to mind. You have manipulated your way to another safety net of your choosing to where she could be like, I can, I got a man and stuff like that who can basically be a provision, protector and things like that. While at the same time, I don't have to give him commitment, and if he feels some type of way, it's not like we was married. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand you all bold in the chest and maybe you was a little lifted from the drinks and things like that. But Lance was talking about himself, and then you just started yelling, and then like the camera just went to Marsau and Martell. You get what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
Yeah. So Martell arrives, sit next to Marsau and Tisha. Martell says that he thought Marsau would be there. I don't know what I wrote with that.
I don't know what I don't know what you talk about.
He already apologized.
I think he was talking about at the brunch.
Oh yeah, at the brunch. He was at the Anyway,
he said, I thought Marsau would be there, I guess, when Destiny invited him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
So he already apologized for the 20 women. Marsau says, the way that you talk is that you're holding information about me and Maurice. Either say it or stop doing it. Like, it does affect our marriage. And Martell says it only affects your marriage if you want it to.
Huh?
And he says, Tisha and Mel got into it. And Tisha starts piping up, well, the only reason they got into it is because of the lies he was feeding Mel. Martell says that he tries to keep things that they've done under wraps, but he wants it. But Marsau wants it out there. He doesn't want to be married anymore. He tells Marsau to tread lightly. And Marsau says, honestly, we don't care about your words. You think you have something that could damage my marriage? Just try. I'm not going to hush or tread lightly. Martell says, you're letting everyone know how slow your wife is. And Marsau is telling Tisha, you know what he's trying to do, don't you? Basically, don't take the bait. And Tisha says, I know, he's not saying nothing. And Marsau tells Martell that he sounds pathetic. And Martell says, you make your wife look like that. And Marsau, something along the lines of, you could if you were still married, but you ain't married no more. You ain't got no wife.
You ain't got no wife.
Tisha, she steps off to go to the bathroom, just basically like, I'm not going to entertain this conversation. And Marsau tells him, look, I'm better than you in every aspect of your life.
Wow.
Martell is insecure. He keeps comparing himself to Marsau. Martell fell off, and he looks up to Marsau, wishing and wanting Marsau to fall off as well.
Here's the thing. I agree with Marsau. I agree with Marsau because I don't understand how, and this is the only thing I don't understand about us fans of the show. Do you believe Martell is a liar, Blair?
Yeah.
You believe that he's unhinged? Is that's your favorite adjective to describe Martell? We can believe all these things, but we believe the Marsau part of it, though. Of the like, oh yeah, I do believe Martell's a liar, but like I do believe that he do know something about Marsau and stuff like that because they was hanging around each other. Every time we've seen Marsau on this show, he was telling Martell, hey, save your marriage. Stop that. What? 2 cell phones? Didn't we just have this conversation at Marie's house in the first episode? What are you doing? What are you doing? So I really don't understand how Martell is trying to twist the story. Well, I do understand. He's a liar, right? Of making it seem like Marsau was one of like the main people that was trying to ruin his marriage. He was trying to save his marriage, right?
Yeah.
But it was Martell who's basically like I said, when he don't have a point, he's basically going off trying to make it seem like he's defending Melody as if he's not in court today.
Fighting that lady.
Right? Fighting for custody, fighting for all these things that's also alleged when like it comes to like basically RP. So it's like, this is not about Mel. And then when it's not about Mel and like it's not about Marsau and his marriage, then you try to make it like, well, you called your wife slow on the show. What did that got to do with you? Right? Listen here. This is my wife. I call her whatever I want to call her, right?
He didn't say that.
But no, he did say
He just said your wife is slow.
No, he said.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Do you want to talk?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, right. Mm-hmm. So my whole point is, it makes no sense for like to engage with Marsau because Martell is just looking for something. So first he came over there to not address the field day, so for no apologies and things of that nature. And then he's coming over there basically saying, I have evidence, and Marsau said, like, let it out. And then it turned into how Tisha and them was coming against Melody, and then it turned into how Marsau called his wife slow. And it just like he's just everywhere all at once. And that's when Marsau just like, you know what, let's just cut to the chase. I'm better than you at every aspect of your life. Literally every aspect. This business that we have and things of that, or this business that I have, it was our business, and then you got out of it. And it's funny because I remember throughout the seasons that they tried to bring Martell back onto the fold and things like that. And Tisha was the one that was like, I'm not with it, right? Marsau tried to Marsau have done so many things on camera to help Martell. He tried to help him study for his builder's license. He tried to help him with all these things. He said he even gave him money. And I'm just like, hey, Martell, at the end of the day, I don't know why you're trying to pull someone else down, especially someone who give you money, who try to give you business opportunities, who even try to give you a path back into your business, who try to teach you or try to mentor you of how to pass this test. And you just coming to just throw rocks. And it's just like, Martell, I think this is his last season, in my opinion, and he's just going out with a bang.
Agreed. And Martell, I'm not too interested in talking about anything he had to say because he says nothing all the time. Yeah. I'm just glad that Marsau put the basically you gotta tell people what you are and what they are sometimes, because some people like Martell, they are going to press and test you, and Marsau is like, look, to make it clear, I'm better than you.
Wow.
And everything and every part of your life and everything that you want to do and can't do past this test, I'm better than you. And whatever you talking about, right, it could affect my marriage, but you're right, I'm not gonna let it, and I'm done with this conversation. And you just gotta pop out and show people, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's the lyrics. Okay. No, but I agree. I think Tisha could have. I give respect to Tisha in this scene. I know some people may feel like Tisha just shut up and things like that, but I think we seen Tisha act worse, and I thought Tisha was very mild mannered and very composed.
And that's the thing I want to say as well, because Martell was saying like, oh, like Marsau is trying to make his wife sit here and trying to make her be quiet and all this type of stuff. Look, as a married couple, you know your partner, and you know if your partner is going to get the situation riled up even more. And I think that's what Marsau's issue is with Tisha, is that you get so emotionally involved in these arguments with these people, it escalates and it turns into something to where we lost the plot. Yeah. Okay. So I think it was good for him to be like, okay, you said that, you know, you weren't going to be around him if I wasn't there. I'm here. Sit down. Let's have this conversation with him. Martell is not able to have no regular conversations because he is a wild man,
unhinged.
Exactly. So for him to just tell Tisha, hey, relax, I got you, just sit here and let's see if we can talk. And then when he started coming at Tisha and trying to basically
he just trying to
insult her and provoke her and all this type of stuff, I'm glad that Marsau turned to her and was just like, okay, you see what he's trying to do? Essentially, like, don't buy into whatever it is, because he's trying to get you to get in an argument with him when the whole conversation was about him trying to insinuate that I'm cheating on you. And so I'm glad that Tisha took herself and she walked away once things were getting a little bit too heated, because she didn't need to be around that, and nobody needs to sit there and take that from Martell. So
I just wish she did that in real life. Knowing that she did this on the show, I don't know why she came out in real life in real time and basically did what she did on Carlos' show,
because she handled it so well in that moment. But when it came to, you know, the Carlos King show, I did feel like, girl, you didn't have to do this. Like, you were already right. So
handling things in the moment does not give you the right to handle things not handle things in other bad moments. I'm gonna say it again. Handling things correctly in the moment does not give you the right to handle other things badly. I feel like when you handle things right, you got to keep the momentum going and continue to handle things right. Because since then, Martell in real time had just been sending like basically shots at Tisha for like 2 weeks straight now.
Yeah.
Basically talk about the men that she been with and things. It just like it that's what I'm saying. Like it serves no purpose, just insults. And it's like, what's the point? And now I just feel like, hey, Martell, this is last stunt on the show, and this is just his last hooray. You get what I'm saying? Anything else?
That's all I got.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all next time.
Bye.